there weed in that cigarette?
No. Watch out.
I was gonna say, first things first. Right here in the morning, right when we wake up, Uncle Ted over here, very quick to point out the odd ball of light hovering directly above this horizon. It's probably Venus, but it could be some sort of extraterrestrial probe watching us. There's no way to tell for sure. We are feeling the altitude a little bit after sleeping up to that 2,400 feet or whatever. It's kind of amazing. We're joking about feeling kind of dumb that we didn't realize this in the San Juans. Just why we were so tired all the time. Just can't sleep that high, especially not constantly. Clover's phone and therefore navigation has shit the bed. So he's stuck to me now. I dictate the pace. I dictate where we go. And before anybody asks, yes, we are dumb. We are those people that rely only on digital maps. Because at the end of the day, I can see roads. We just walk downhill if we really needed to. But this does suck for him.
I am not having a good time.
It's gray, so all we gotta do is follow that spine to the right of it. And we'll be there in a few hours. Yeah, these trail designers really are just like, fuck it.
Figure it out.
Yeah, cairn there.
Down that way.
So, I guess that just means stumble forward until, you know, really is something. Uncle Ted.
Yeah.
You want to explain what the Argentine spine is and why we're not going on the red line?
Yeah, sure. The Argentine spine is an alternate along the CDT. It goes somewhere. It does something. I don't really know because I don't have a phone. And it's dead. So I'm just kind of following you. I assume that this is an easier route or a harder route.
It's harder,
Between.
maybe.
Beautiful.
It's a high route that isn't really passable in bad weather or in higher snow, but it takes you along like kind of a nice edge. Not as much drop in elevation as the CDT, but it's a lot more exposed. So we're giving it a shot. I haven't taken any videos of these yet, but there are so many of these old mines kind of abandoned around here. All over kind of the tops of the mountains and saddles, which is surprising, and lots of little cabins down lower that would have been miners' cabins back in the day. I'm just kind of wondering, what were they mining up here? So I have to look that up later. There's another one right there. They must have found something in this one. This is the first one I've seen with like rails, like you see in the cartoons. It's collapsed. I'm sure somebody, whenever they shut it down, launched themselves in a cart off this cliff and killed themselves or something, because they would have presumably run out of silver or gold or whatever they were looking for at the time. Hard life. There's a guy fishing down this lake. One of the funniest things to do in this situation is what Uncle Ted over here was just doing, which is making weird ape-like noises to convince him surely there must be some sort of cryptid up in the mountains. You want to recreate that noise again? I'm going to retouch on something we talked about the other day, which is people who say, oh, the Appalachian Trail's harder than any of the other long trails because there's no switchbacks. Do you see a switchback on this? This is a trail that goes straight up this ridge. And we're at 13,000 feet, so y'all are full of shit. Man, this is relentless. Wow. This is the hardest singular like half mile on the whole CDT by far as elevation goes. No question. We start getting closer to the top and it just is like, oh yeah, boulder fields now. Climbing time. This is crazy. This is like... This is the top of Argentine Peak, which is about 13.7, and it actually has a CDT marker on it, even though we're on an alternate. Makes me wonder if it used to go this way or something. That's Grays and Tories behind me, or behind it too. For some reason, I literally thought I was going to see a fighter jet fly over here. I'm going to see if Clover can outmaneuver these goats, or whether he'll get rammed directly in the sternum. They don't like that. This is definitely like the steepest fall zone on any national scenic trail portion I've ever seen. I'm not one who's afraid of heights, but I kind of feel like it's insane that they actually made the trail go through here. While Uncle Ted over here has his zeitgeist moment and realizes his life's falling apart, I'm going to just say, people talked about that Argentine spine being scary and really difficult, and it was an alternate, and we got back on the CDT, and the red line, the actual CDT, has been twice as rough, and nobody said a word about that. I feel like people are just confusing the two or something, but this section's kind of nuts to be even like snow free, to be on a
I mean, if there was snow, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no fucking cutoff either. I
Yeah.
don't get it.
It's just funny that this is on the main route, and it's so much harder than the Argentine spine. Beautiful. Don't get me wrong, very, very beautiful, but really a different level of difficulty compared to a lot of trails like this. I mean, sure, I've seen things that are sketchier than this and done things that are more difficult in some ways, but it's just nothing that's been on an official route. There's nothing you can show me on the AT or PCT that's remotely as difficult as this section. It also could be affected by the fact that we chose to do this all in one shot, and we're about 19 or 20 miles in for the day, so we are wiped. Like, there are spots next to us right here that are imminent death if you slid right here. That's like 300-400 feet down. Yeah. All we got to do now is another 800 feet of elevation gain, and then we'll be on top of Gray's Peak. Here he is, the most enthusiastic.
Oh, you're taking a video?
I did that on purpose.
Motherfucker, alright.
Clover's very happy about that, or just about not being up on a climb right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm not allowed to smoke cigarettes on the climbs.
Yeah. Now we get to descend.
We're
It's
not
like,
going to Tories?
no, I'm not. It's only 6.8 miles to the freeway, 4,400 feet down. I feel like 2,500 of that is right here though. So hopefully the rest of it's pretty gradual. So this is what it's come to. We feel confident enough in our abilities to jog these downhills to try to get extra miles. Let's see if this bites us in the ass. All right, glad that's over. This is just like the cabin section. Weird old cabin section. I'm sure a lot of family memories were ruined in here. We found Jersey. We're on a paved, I don't know why this is paved now. I'm not really all that upset about it though because of all the scree we had to deal with earlier. So
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
After all that bullshit.
We're gonna push the 30 though. I think we're gonna do it just for shits and giggles. Got bridges, more infrastructure, of course, because we're right next to I-70. This is the third interstate we'll cross under the entire trail. The frequency of filming today has dropped off because we're wiped. We're gonna try to make sure we push this 30, but not much more than that. I think we looked at it and we think this is the most elevation gain we've ever done in a single day of hiking. I'm gonna get to camp and do the math and figure out exactly how much that is. All right. It's hard to work out the exact distance because of alternates and things along those lines. I didn't record it on my watch, but it looks like we did somewhere around 9,000 feet of gain over 30.1 miles. And a lot of that was like talus slopes and, you know, you saw. That sucked.
Yes,
Yeah, it's a double dinner kind of day.
You're eating like a fucking quadruple dinner over here.
Yeah, well, boys will be boys, right? Clover took issue with that. He said I should say, I'm a growing boy.
You're a growing boy.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully I'm not losing weight.
We were just about to go to sleep, and Clover's phone now magically works again. I don't know how, but this is good. We were going to have to get up really early and crush it into town so that he could go to a phone store, which we still will. But now I don't feel as urgent about it, and my deeply in pain legs are happy about this as well. I need to sleep.
Okay, our goal today is to get into Winter Park by early to mid-afternoon. We only have to go 7 miles and 3,500 feet straight up right now. But other than that, it shouldn't be too bad. Now this feels like we're back in the collegiates. It's really similar. This is some interesting perspective. That tallest peak over there is Torrey's, and the spine to the left is the part of the Argentine spine that we took to get on top of Gray's. So we're just seeing it from the complete opposite angle here. It's still very large on the horizon. That little road down there where it goes over the saddle is Berthoud Pass, and that's our goal for the day. It's always kind of, it's a little disenchanting whenever you look at those things because they're always so much further on trail than they look in person because that's still 15 miles away. But it won't take us long. We'll be there mid-afternoon.
They'd probably take you more than this.
I saw this from like a mile out and thought there was a person, but no, it's just a sign. Vasquez Peak Wilderness. I'm sure I'll forget that in about 3 hours.
I can't actually tell what kind of animals those are. One of them was moving pretty fast. They're in this pond down here. I almost didn't see them at all.
This is when we need Clover's monocle. Or his monocular, sorry. Can't tell otherwise. I would say here's a new one, but this isn't the first time I've found a sleeping bag or an integral gear item just sitting on the ground somewhere in the middle of nowhere. You gotta be a special kind of hiker to leave something that you need to live on top of a saddle like this. There's nobody anywhere around here. How does that even happen?
I don't know. Bizarre.
Yeah. I hope everybody enjoyed that short video of Clover's ass. I didn't mean to put that as the main focal point of that video, but you get what you get. I know that was incredibly graceful, but I don't have rain pants anymore, so I can't glissade, so skiing it is. In the middle of the last, like, substantial, it's like 1,000 feet climb before Berthoud Pass, and I gotta say, this is the most exhausted I've been on a 3-day stretch on this trail. This elevation is just killer. Ready to eat some Indian food. This is what we have our eyes set on in town. Thinking about it for a few hours, and we'll be for the next couple, I'm sure. Coming up on Berthoud Pass, which is the first of 3 places I've actually done trail magic on the CDT. So I'm hoping that, unlike yesterday, fortune is in my favor and maybe someone will give me a Coke. Otherwise, I'm just hitchhiking in anyways, so it doesn't really matter. A lot of vehicles down there, including a camper on this side of the road, which is oddly set up. Who knows?